Well, some of you may be saying, you're telling me I need to go low carb, and that means I'll have to give up bread? I can't give up bread. Don't even ask me to give up bread. Don't even think about asking me. Don't even contemplate thinking about asking me to give up bread. Well, calm down a little bit. There may be some good news for you in this video. Well, today I'm going to try out the Keto Connect version of low-carb bread, and it is very simple and easy to make, and so it involves 3 ingredients. One is the golden flaxseed, and I've got a big old bag, so I should be able to make lots of that. You can also use that for oatmeal. Another one is psyllium husk powder, which is a very common ingredient for low-carb concoctions of different kinds. And then, of course, our good old favorite friend, almond flour, along with a little bit of salt and some baking powder, and you've got yourself a mix that you can make bread in the microwave. Now, I haven't tried it yet. I've gone out on a limb and recommended people use this in our February diet, and yet I haven't tried it, so I thought, man, I better try it and see if it's any good or not, and maybe give you a couple of ideas about it. So, what Matt says on Keto Connect, and that's where I got this from, is that you make a big batch. I'm going to put it in this. I know it says coffee, but just ignore the word coffee. And we're going to make a big batch of this mixture. And then you just dip out a 1/4 cup of it whenever you want to make another piece of bread in your microwave, or 2 pieces. Okay, so I've got all the ingredients in here. We're going to put a lid on it. It's always a good thing, put a lid on it, right? And give it some shakes. And I guess that should about do it. And now we've got enough to last us for 8-10 servings, and we'll go ahead and make some. Now, what Matt suggested is using one of these ramekin mugs or cups or whatever you want to call it, ramekins, for making the bread. Now, that's going to make a kind of a biscuit type of bread, but I'm not really so much interested in the biscuit. That could have its advantages. But I want to make something close to what would look like a slice of bread, the kind that you would buy in the store in a loaf of bread. So I'm going to use this microwave-safe bowl and pour some of the mixture in here. Melt a tablespoon of butter and then add a 1/4 cup measure of the mixture and mix them together. Last, mix in 1 egg and stir until all is blended nicely. Place in your container and then microwave. I set mine on 80 seconds, but I think 90 or 95 seconds would have been better. Well, we brought it out of the microwave after 80 seconds. It looks like it's soft. It's not quite even. Some parts of it are a little puffier than others. But you do have something that resembles bread. And let me just take a taste of it and see how good it is. I like it, and I agree with Matt. Matt said it has kind of a neutral flavor. Some almond flour breads that I've tasted, well, they just taste too much like almond flour. They just have that almond flour taste that kind of spoils it. But this, by the time you add the psyllium husk and the, what was the other thing, the flaxseed meal, it really kind of lowers that almond flour taste to where it tastes pretty much like bread. Now, here's something I'm curious about. How will this respond to a toaster? So I'm going to stick this in the toaster and see if this will toast up. Right now it's kind of floppy and a little bit soft. Of course, you could leave it out and it would harden up some. Okay, well, it popped out of the toaster and doesn't exactly look like the toasted bread, but it definitely has kind of hardened up a bit and become a little more solid. It's actually pretty good. I think you could make a BLT out of this with no problem. You could put peanut butter on it. You could do a lot of things with this. Put a slice of ham and cheese and this is so low carb that you could get away with using 2 slices. Most of the time, even if I use store-bought low-carb bread that says low carb, net grams, 1 gram of carbs, I still will just use 1 because I don't trust them. But I do trust this. I know these ingredients. They're just not going to have enough carbs to worry about. So here's a chance for you to have a sandwich with a top and a bottom bun both. And the flavor's not bad at all. So I give this my recommendation. Well done, Matt and Keto Connect. Well, it is after lunch, and I am doing what I do almost every day after lunch, and that is I'm going to have a little coffee, and I'm going to put on some Christian music, a playlist with some of my favorite Christian artists, and enjoy my coffee, have a little snack, and talk to the Lord. And this particular snack, I took the Keto Connect bread recipe, made it in a ramekin, cut it in half, and put some keto jam on it that's stevia sweetened. And we'll give this a try and see how it works. It's quite nice. No problem. So I wholeheartedly endorse the Keto Connect bread recipe, and you can find that on YouTube on the Keto Connect channel. I'll try to put some links in it one way or the other, links to it. And this goes great with some coffee. I will say this, trying that Keto Connect bread that I made in the larger container to try to make it like a slice of bread, that worked okay. In fact, it worked pretty good, but didn't work well in the toaster. Upon reflection, I just decided that just doesn't work with the toaster. So I doubt I'll be doing that much with a toaster unless I find a better way to do it. But it has a great flavor, and basically the reason it's such a great flavor is it's kind of a non-flavor. It doesn't really have too much flavor to it, and it allows whatever you put on it or put in between it to take the preeminence, and it takes the background, which is what a good bread should do. So another tool in your tool belt, another weapon in your arsenal, another food or snack in your repertoire to help you to enjoy your keto or low-carb diet, to keep your glucose low without having to sacrifice all that much. If you've recently been diagnosed with diabetes and you've just discovered this channel, let me recommend that you go to our Uploads page, which will give you access to every diabetic video we've posted since we began. As you work your way through all our videos, I believe you'll find the help you need. A link to our Uploads page is in the description.